Well, guys, I've been telling people for years that I'm a targeted individual and that the military industrial complex, along with the central banking system, which we today call a government, Cox Enterprise, which is my former employee, and many other funded George Soros type Hillary Clinton funded organizations that target us and somehow through the FISA warrants courts have called us terrorists. And all it is that we are right brain people, spiritual people. We are actually the best of the best, to tell you the truth. We are the smartest. And one of the reasons why they targeted us is for artificial intelligence, because they want a computer to think like us. So Obama launches what they call a brain mapping program to where they can, from the cell towers, scan, just like a CAT scan, through microwave technology, scan your brain in your own home. I've seen these things. They're microwave cameras. They can actually see through your house. They can scan your brain. They can scan your emotions. And they use what they call frequency technology, just like Operation Woodpecker, to where the Russians, that's why Hillary Clinton and Obama are always blaming Russians. Okay, of course, they sold uranium-1 to Russia. So it's like they're the ones that has a deal with Russia. That's how the devil works. They always say that, they even call us Russian bots, which is, how the heck are we Russian bots? I mean, I don't even know a Russian. I think I've met a Russian once in my life, many years ago, but I certainly didn't make any deals with him, and he never paid me to do anything. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard of. But I'm in a place right now that a person stayed at, and she wind up having some type of stomach virus, strange stomach virus. Rushed to the hospital in an ambulance. They cut her from the bottom of her chest all the way down. And they said that she was going to die if they didn't cut her stomach wide open. You can hear a lot of dogs barking at night because us targeted individuals, they not only gang stalk you, target you, gaslight you, harass you, but they roam around at night and they use electronic devices. Now, the average person who doesn't know what's going on in the world would watch this video and go, wow, this guy's crazy. Excuse me, because they have never done any research. And that's pretty sad, because the world, left brain people right now are almost like zombies because they don't really care. They're service to self individuals, and you'll notice them arguing with you, spitting at you, laughing at you, and because they don't care. They only care about themselves. That's it. And the right brain people are kind of like trying to save the world, literally. They care about animals, birds, bees, the planet. They just care. They're loving, wonderful people. These are the people that that should be elected, but they don't elect any of us. This is just like the story of Jesus Christ. He was a right. He had long hair associated with the female right brain, and they elected to laugh at him, mock at him. One story, he went to a church and they tried to throw him off a cliff. This is what happens when the right brain meets the left brain, okay? Service to self, individual demons, demonic. They don't know any other way. They don't. They only know about themselves. And they love predatoring on children. They'll use children, they use other people for their own initiatives. Kind of like these school shootings, so that these school shootings, they will actually initiate they will actually initiate and say, oh, these children are so educated. It's absolutely insane what they're doing. I read a tweet with Obama, and he's like, oh, these such smart children. And I'm like, we live in a world that's being sprayed by chemical warfare and aluminum and barium and strontium. We have the dumbest down human people that's ever existed on Earth, and this guy's bragging about how smart people are. Alzheimer's, autism is completely up. Unbelievable. It's like 1 in 3 elderly have dementia now. So yes, we are living in a world that is absolutely being deliberately dumbed down. And then we have these Satanists like Hillary Clinton saying that on her Twitter account, she's saying something about little girls. And I'm like, what? Is she admitting she's a pedophile? And then Obama saying something like these young teenage kids are so smart. And I'm like, those are the dumbest of the dumb. They have no clue what the hell's going on in the world. And they're standing up there saying, give up your guns. And quite honestly, they're going to be like Judith Iscariot wanting to hang themselves. So the left is a bunch of retards. No question about that. They're totally retarded. And for sheriffs to actually stand down for sheriffs what is that all about? Well, that means that we're not, just like all these events, we're not being told the whole story. And anybody that believes the official story is a moron dingbat. I don't know what else to call you. So let's go back to what I was talking about. The Democrats using frequency technology to make people chronically ill, mentally ill also. My daughter, she was being electronically tortured. She was literally locked in her room. The doctor would say that she had fibromyalgia. They said she had tachycardia, which she was rushed to the hospital I don't know how many times. Because once they target you, they target everybody in your family. They target everybody around you. If, for example, my rental properties, I mean, they target everybody. I just had not only my daughter, they'll target your sisters. The police will go to your sister and say, hey, I want to make a deal with you. I know your son's in jail, but we'll let your son out of a jail if you just fill out a form and say that your brother's nuts, so that they can try to take away your weapons, take away your guns. This is exactly this. It's racketeering. They have been racketeering. The local police cabals, I don't call them local police. They're just a criminal cabal that's working with the Democrats, taking money from the Democrats. They have been racketeering me for years. If I call the police, they won't take my report. They take the other guy's report. I had a guy steal $3,000, stole my boat motor, stole all kind of electronics off of my boat. And when I reported it, the first cop said, oh yeah, he's definitely going to jail. But all of a sudden, some criminal cabal stepped in and said, oh no, this is civil. I filed a 3-page report on this guy. And the only report when I called in about it was that I called and threatened the guy. I'm like, well, where's my report that the guy stole my boat and stole my motor, stole $3,000? They didn't report that. It's the same bullshit that they did with my girlfriend, Kimberly, racketeering on the women that I date. They say, okay, here's some money. Here's a favor. We'll get you a house. We'll get you all kind of things. We'll get you a job. Because it's corporations, guys, that are running artificial intelligent CAT scans on us like we're a bunch of guinea pigs. So what do? They promise these women, houses and cars and success, and anytime they need money, there's food sitting at their door. I mean, I've even heard my ex-girlfriend tell me that. Anytime they need something, damn food's sitting at their door. Anytime they need money, there's money there. Anytime their house broke, people just come and fix their house. This is the kind of bullshit that's going on. All you've got to do is be a betrayer, a Judith Iscariot. And then these people will do anything in the world for you. And some of you out there are listening to this going, oh yeah, I can't wait to join that Judith Iscariot program. Trust me, you don't want to have nothing to do with this. This is spiritual warfare. These people that take that money, take those favors, take these possessions that they're giving you, you're absolutely insane. I mean, it's absolutely allegorical Judith Iscariot. So my daughter was attacked. She's dead. They claim that she had heroin overdose, which is bullshit. I even proved that she didn't do that. But the police wouldn't look at my evidence. There were 4 people that came out and said that the guy that was dating her, number one, was a psyop. He was working for the Democratic Party. That's what they do when you're part of these organizations. He threatened her the night before, said he was going to overdose her with heroin. 4 people came out and said that this happened. And then the police did nothing about it because in this town, the sheriff's wife runs a coroner's office. It's absolutely insane. You can't even say, hey, somebody absolutely poked her hand with a bunch of needles and made it look like she was a heroin addict. And it was so obvious that the needle marks were just all done in one day, one night. I mean, it was so obvious. Heroin people don't have totally consistent punch holes in their hand that all look exactly the same. They have inconsistent puncture marks. And I had proof of that. Of course, they wouldn't do a damn thing about it. Now I have a guy that hung himself. I actually measured the amount of frequencies that was coming into the house, that it's a rental apartment, and it was dirty energy, a lot of electromagnetic microwave type energy. So in other words, they're using frequency technologies to control your emotions, make people shoot schools and commit crimes and blow up Boston bombings and demolition 9/11s and they're just making people do crazy things by artificial intelligence. I was listening to a group of guys on TV tonight. They were talking about 4G. This is exactly what they said. They said 4G changes people. Yes, it did. People are like zombies with 4G. But listen to this. They say 5G. No, they said 4G will change. How did they put this? See, 4G will change the world or something like that. But 5G will actually change people. In other words, it will control your mind. Okay? And they're all laughing up there. Oh, yes, we can't wait to 5G to roll out. And I'm like, who the hell are these people? Are you insane? That you're going to launch 5G and it's going to control. They admit that it's going to control. It's going to change people. Change their minds. And that's why the Democrats aren't afraid of nothing. Because they know when 5G launches, they've got nothing to worry about. Because they can win all the elections. All they got to do is get rid of us, critical right-brain thinkers, that the 5G doesn't work on. Once they get rid of us, that's it. They control the world. And this is why I've been fighting so hard for you guys to help us with our Fundly accounts. We can't even raise money. We get our YouTube. All of the right-brainers have their YouTube accounts shut down. It's a fact. What tyranny? What tyranny?